This video is all about why you should be playing Deadlock, and this is mostly a video for my subscribers. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed to my channel, you can still watch it, but I'm going to be addressing them rather than a more wide audience. So first, what is Deadlock? Deadlock is a Valve game, you know, the people that made Half-Life, you know, Dota, Counter-Strike, etc. And Deadlock is a hero MOBA game. That's right. So it's kind of like Overwatch. It's also kind of like Defense of the Ancients, League of Legends. Let me just jump into a sandbox mode here. We'll pick a random character. Let's go with Lash here. He's a cool character. And so Deadlock, again, it's a third-person shooter. You run around, you shoot things, you shoot enemy heroes, you farm enemies, these little candlestick guys, you get paid, which allows you to buy items, and then you push down enemy towers and kill their base and win the game. So think, if you know what Dota 2 is, it's that, but it's third person, and it's very neat because you can do double jumps, you can ride rails, you can wall jump off of things, you can do all sorts of things, and there's a lot of movement tech. You can do rolling jumps with slides. There's a whole lot of things to learn, and it is insanely fun, but also it is accessible, and I'm going to spend a lot of the video talking about accessibility. I'm going to show you why it's fun, how it's fun, and how even if you suck at shooting games and you don't like shooting games, that you can still play this, have lots of fun, and have a positive like KDA win-loss ratio and still be a benefit to your team. This is not a game for like die-hard shooters, you know, where you need to be able to headshot and track targets. There are plenty of different ways to play this game than, you know, just being a shooter fan. But if you are good at shooting games, or if you are good at MOBA games like League of Legends, then you will absolutely find a home here. You will have fun, and because this is a Valve game, this game is going to go far. This game is going to be massive. It's going to be huge. It's going to be big, and if you get in now, while there isn't that many hero characters to choose from and learn them now, which I've already taken the steps to do, and I can help you do that. I'm going to talk more about that in a bit. You will be able to ride this game, you know, into the sunset for the next maybe 7 years. Now, whenever I started playing League of Legends, you know, there wasn't that many characters, and so I wrote it as long as I could. I had a real-life job I had to keep up with, and it was interesting. But, you know, after you take a break for, like, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you come back, there's 100 extra characters, and it's like, well, that's too much. You know, I can't keep up with that. I don't feel like learning all these characters. And then all the characters I did know got reworked into the ground or changed completely to the point where it's not even the same game anymore. And so if you want, you know, that is part of MOBAs, but I don't feel like Valve does that with their games. And so, you know, if you want to get in now is the time to be getting in. I'm going to teach you how to download this game because it's not technically sort of available. It is and it isn't. We'll go over that first and foremost. So how do you start playing Deadlock? Well, it's real simple. You just go to Steam, and on the Steam page, search for the game Deadlock, one word. Click the first result with the little weird eyeball icon. And now what you'll need to do is you can't just download this game. It is a free game, but you have to be invited to play it. You won't have like a play now button. So what you do is you go to this community hub right here, and then you go to discussion at the top, and you find an invite thread. So we have Deadlock, that's Chinese, free Deadlock invites for everyone, sending Deadlock invites, fast and free Deadlock invites, 700 plus invited. And there's so many of these threads, like Deadlock invites 24/7. Most of these you have to post in the thread, add the topic creator as a friend, and it's a bot. It'll automatically send you a game invite. You have to wait 1 full day to receive your invite. But once you receive the invite, you are good to go. You can start playing completely free. And there is no transactions, there's no, there's like no pay to win, there is no donating to the game or anything like that. There's no skins yet, there's no unlocks. It's very bare bones. It's technically a technical alpha, and you can see that the low polygon count on the characters is a little bit there. But it's a fully fleshed out game that is very well polished. And I would say that it's not even, like the creators say it's not even in an alpha state, but really it's better than most betas. Like this game, it could be released and it would do very well, you know, for profits. But that is how you can start playing Deadlock today. Well, you have to wait 1 day, but that's how you get in, and it's super worth it. Get in early, guys. This game is a lot of fun. It's the best MOBA to come out ever. I'm going to tell you that right now. So how to start learning Deadlock. All right, let's go to the title screen. And again, this game's not a big download. It's not going to take you all day or anything. But once you have downloaded the game and you've got it launched, this is the title screen. Now, I don't recommend that you watch pro players or anything. They play in sweaty Discord servers. If you are a subscriber, you know my channel is dedicated for solo players. It is dedicated for the loners, the people that don't have friends, that don't sit in a Discord and yap to each other and coordinate things. And so you will be somewhat playing at a disadvantage because there are pre-mades in the game. But here's how you start learning the game. You can either just click play and just start playing immediately, which if you're familiar with MOBAs and you're okay at shooting games, absolutely go for it. Just start playing. Right, but I've already done the work for you. A lot of people don't realize this, and I'm just going to jump back into a sandbox mode real quick. Alright, so I have 23 videos that I have published, not to subscribers. I just put them out there, and we'll see where the algorithm takes them. But those 23 videos, 22 of them are a 1 hour long guide for every single character currently released in the game. All 22 characters. And then one of those videos is a guide on how to play as and against every single character. It's all tag, title, thumbnailed properly, SEO'd properly, so even if you aren't a subscriber and you search YouTube for guides, they should be at least in the top 3, 5, or 10 results. But also, they're all chaptered properly. And they're set up that we cover the item build, because if you play MOBAs, you know that as you play, you gain a currency and you spend it on items, like so. And you have a weapon. Let me show you the items tab real quick for those that are still learning. We have a weapons tab. This is for shooting and movement and other things. We have a vitality tab. This is your tankiness, your defense, your health. And a spirit tab. This is for your spells and abilities for most characters. And so you may be thinking, well, this guy looks like a pretty rugged, tough-looking dude. Why would I build Spirit? He looks like a weapons guy. Well, he is and he isn't. But here's the cool thing about Deadlock and Valve games in general. The guide, you don't have to watch my hour-long videos if you don't want to. The guides are incorporated into the game. So you click this Browse Builds button. You can make your own builds. You can then go to Public, and you can look at other builds from players. Like I have languages I can't even read here. You can see that some are trending, some are popular. So this Chasm Hamster Lash with some Chinese characters. I don't know. I can't read this, but apparently it's popular. And so you just click this, and then you buy the items as you play. So whenever you're playing the game, you open your buy menu, and it's all here for you. But like I said, I'm a guide creator YouTube channel, and I have absolutely min-maxed. I'm going to prove this to you, why my guides are the best in a bit. But you click Browse, and you go to Public, and on every single character, all you have to do is type the word Swole into the search box and push Enter, and you'll see SwoleBGYT, and then the guide. So we have the Fast Farm Mobile Ganker Lash build. I have exactly the type of like character playstyle you'll be playing. So this character's name is Lash that we're playing. This guy's name is Lash, and this guide is about how to be a fast farmer and a mobile ganker. But if I change characters to, say, this girl, alright, let's see what her builds. Well, she's a pug destroyer build. Okay, cool. That's a little vague, though. How about this guy, this big blue dude? Well, we have tank farm, so we're tanky and we farm. Okay. What about this girl? Alright. Well, for her build, it's an insta-kill guide, an insta-kill. We build items so we can 100 to 0 people, because she's kind of a sniper character. And, well, what about this dude, this cop-looking guy, right? Well, he's a tank brawler. Alright, so there you go. Again, I have guides for every single character, and they are all up to date, and they are all up to the current patch. Now, of course, when I recorded these videos, these guides, I started in October, and the game has taken some items away and changed and patched some things. So, obviously, when you watch the Warden guide, I say his ultimate, when maxed out, makes you unstoppable. Well, that got nerfed, and that's no longer the case. So, but the in-game guide is still up to date with all the proper items in the proper order, and they're all built very simply. So you just buy them left to right, top to bottom. It doesn't get any simpler than that. So as you play, you just buy the items as it says in the exact order, and you'll do just fine. And also, with these build guides, they come with an ability point order, so you don't have to wonder, well, what ability do I learn first? I don't know what this stuff does. And you also have to upgrade these skills, you know, kind of similar to League of Legends. And so you're like, well, I don't know which ones to upgrade first. Well, the game will prompt you as you play what to learn first on the screen and what to upgrade first. Like, you'll see this says recommended next ability right at the bottom. And it'll pop up as you play to remind you, hey, learn your abilities. Hey, upgrade your abilities as you gain your skill points, as you kill, the creeps, which is these little, they're called troopers in this game, but for MOBA terms, they're called creeps. All right? And you kill them, and I'll go over the basic game mechanics in just a bit, but I just want to let you know that I have again, fully fleshed out complete guides on every single character that you can use right now, so you don't have to jump in blind, you don't have to jump in ignorant, and you will do amazingly well with these guides. Real quick though, just as an introductory, I'm going to show you some clips of a game that I had the other day, and I'm going to explain to you what's going on the screen and what it all means, alright? So, let's clear the text there and show this video. So, let me explain now what's going on the screen. I'm going to pause and unpause real quick. I didn't mean to skip to the end. So, if you can see my mouse cursor dancing around, I don't have a fancy thing to draw on the screen, so you're going to have to follow my spinning mouse cursor. So, let's start at the top. On the left side, this is your team, okay? This is your team's health bars, the white bars. This is the characters that they are playing. This guy's dead, so he has a 48-second death timer. This number underneath everyone's little avatar thing is their souls count. This is their currency. This is how much they farmed, alright? So I'm playing this gargoyle girl character named Ivy, and I build her and play her as a support healer. A lot of people build her as a gun character because she has a very fast-firing gun. She can fly around, and she's hypermobile. So people like to shoot with her, but I like to heal with her because her abilities make her one of the best healers in the game, in my opinion. So you can see that at the top middle, we have a timer. It says 22:38. That is how long the game has elapsed. We have this number, 116k. That's how many total souls or currency the team has accumulated. And you can see the enemy team has 113k. So I have 23,000 souls at 22 minutes, which is not the best. Again, I'm playing a support healer. I shouldn't have the most farm. But it looks like in this match, I almost do. This enemy here, this is the enemy team. Their health bars are red. This guy has 25k, so he's got 2,000 more than me. So I'm not the top farmer in this clip. Anyway, on the left side here, we have the kill feed. So we have Crazy Hawk, Alien 91, retrieved the soul urn, which is an objective, or returned it. Then we have this player, Scorpion. His box is red because he's on the enemy team. Killed Nerdy Engineer, that's on my team. That's why he's dead right now. Now we have 3 things popping up in the middle, and this is because whenever you do an attack on an enemy hero, or you do a status abnormality or debuff them, in which case I have 3 enemies slowed right now from one of my spells, and that's why their health bars are showing up in the middle of my screen. So I threw it's called a kudzu bomb. I threw it around a corner and ran away, and this is the heads-up display showing that not only did I hit these 3 characters, they're also being slowed at the moment. This is a pop-up about the enemy's tower status. So, because I was in this green lane, there's 4 lanes. In League of Legends and in Dota, there's 3 lanes. But in Deadlock, there are 4 lanes. You have yellow, green, blue, and purple. And, yeah, they have names like Broadway or, I don't know the names. I don't really care. I just do the color. And so I was in green lane, so it's showing me the status of the green lane's tower, which is still alive, up here. Right? And so now I'm rotating because you can see like there's a bunch of little icons on this minimap. This is a team fight. And I'm gonna show you the clip with no commentary, and then we're gonna watch it again and I'm gonna explain everything that's happening. You can also see on the left I have a buff, a movement speed buff here that's going on. This is my watermark so people don't steal my videos. This is our health bar. So it's weird. The health bars and status, it's weird to get used to, but once you play like for at least a couple days, you're gonna love it, okay? So we have a health bar here. I have 2,077 HP out of 2,214. This yellow-orange bar is my bullet shield armor. This bar, which is empty, is my spirit shield armor. Not armor, but shield. Okay, so think of it as like an extra buff to your health that you can't heal, I guess. It comes from your items. And so here on the left, we have a movement speed thing. So 6 movement speed is being granted to me by this character with his buff, and I also have a shrine buff too. And then down here on the bottom left, besides the Windows Media Player stuff, is our items. So you can see that I have, you get 4 weapons, 4 life, 4 spirit, and 4 flex. The flex slots are items that you can fill with anything. So if you want to be majority spirit, you would have your 4 spirit items, and then you'd have 4 more in your flex slots, which unlock as the game plays. Then here in the middle bottom, we have our skills. You have 4 skills, 3 abilities, 1, 2, and 3, and then your ultimate ability, which is 4. And then you have 4 active item slots here. So for me, it's X or Z, X, C, and V. You can change the hotkeys. And then we have the map of the game. The red diamonds are enemy towers. These small red dots are enemy creeps. The green arrow line thingies are enemy jungle creeps. These are like neutral creeps you can farm. We have this big green icon. That's an item shop. The middle is called mid-boss. This is kind of like, you know, the big boss in League. You kill it, and it gives everyone the ability to respawn at half the time for a little bit. It makes your lane creep stronger. It gives you run speed and attack speed, I believe. We have this little white circle thing here. This is a mid buff, which there's different buffs. There's like movement speed buff. You can see right now, I'm kind of in the middle on this side of the map, and I just took this buff here, which is not going to be shown in the video, but I got a movement speed buff. That's why I have movement here, and this icon matches this icon, so there we go. It lets me move faster. Now, in the middle of the screen, we have, I'm in the middle of a reload, so this is a red bar. This is my current ammo and maximum magazine size. These white bars are stamina, okay? So, stamina is when you do a dodge roll or you double jump. It uses a stamina. And you could also do an air jump or a dash rolling air jump, whatever. And all of that takes stamina. Now, my character naturally has more stamina because she's a small, lightweight flying creature, okay? Whereas with the movement buff, it gave me more stamina. And with my items, I don't think I have items for stamina on this build, so it is what it is. All right, and so that's the UI. That is everything in the UI. So now what we're going to do is we're going to watch the clip. I'm going to not talk about it, and then I'm going to do it frame by frame and show you what's going on and why it's interesting and why it's cool. All right, so this is a 1-minute long clip. Let's play it. Here we go.
I question why the Bebop didn't run.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. If he wants to stand there and take my bullets, that's good with me, man.
One thing I hate about the build I'm using, it doesn't tell me what to put improved reach on, so I'm just putting it on burrow.
Bone Crow, you can't go wrong with a burrow, dude.
Let's go for a ride.
Definitely sandblast though.
Nah, that shit is big enough already.
Oh my god, dude, you're so fucking crazy.
Alright, so that was the 1-minute clip. Now we're going to watch it again. I'm going to explain every single little thing that is going on the screen, because if you don't play this game, you're like, what the hell did I just watch? What the hell is happening? We're going to talk about every little thing. So, let's replay it now. And I'm going to be pausing quite a bit here, so here we go. So right now, already, this is the team fight. My character is turning around. I have thrown a bomb in here, so you can see it's on cooldown. And this ability lets me heal other players whenever I'm attached to them. This lets me become immune and stun enemies around me. This lets me fly in the air. So that's my abilities. Alright, so you can see here, there's a lot going on. Now there's a frosty dome here, and this is a snowy character called Kelvin. And his ultimate makes a dome around him and locks people inside. It regenerates the health of his teammates, and it makes it where if you're inside, you can't leave. But also, because I'm outside of the dome, I can't attack into the dome, so I'm locked out of this fight. So let's continue watching. So we have 2 teammates inside. We have what's called Mo and Krill. You can see his health is low. And I think there's McGinnis, which is a turret kind of character. And she's in there too. And they're fighting, it looks like 3 people in the dome. So it's a 2-on-3 in the dome. Alright, so there they go, they're fighting. And that noise, that donk noise and the scream is showing that Mo and Krill just died. And so, yeah, that's what that was. You can see here, this guy's name is Botline. He's not a bot, he's an actual player posing as a bot. I don't know, whatever. It's a big troll. There's no, like, you're not fighting bots in an unalive match. There is no, it's not a Fortnite thing, okay? Anyway, so that's 1 player down. You can see Each little square represents 100 health above them, and then this is my teammate. They have like 400 health remaining. I'm a healer, but I can't get to them, and I'm trying my best to use this item, which lets me not only heal beam them, but yoink them away from danger, and we'll see that later in this clip. But there we go. So that's a teammate dying, and then that character died. And so this is Kelvin's frost beam. He's shooting it, and so now you can see this. This circle here is my aiming reticule for my healing beam. I tried my best to yoink them out of that dome, but I was just a second too late. The dome was still up. Anyway, so now these guys are going to turn and fight me, but I'm a mobile character. I'm also very well farmed up compared to my teammates, so I have more items than they do, which means I'm a higher level. I have more health and more survivability, more damage. Anyway, so they turn on me. Kelvin is hitting me with his ice beam, which is now slowing my move speed. But you can see here, here's the debuff Arctic beam. You can see here, I still have a decent amount of move speed, though I'm starting to take damage. All right. But I use a dodge. I jump, dodge. I then air dodge over some walls, and I get a little bit of space. The freeze ray goes away. You can see him still chasing me. And so I'm running towards my towers now, and behind me, there is Haze. Haze is what's called a hyper carry, and her goal is she does a ton of bullet damage. That is her job, but she only has 16,000 farm versus, you know, their 19k, 19k, 20, etc. So, but she still does good. Now, that noise, that little, that's her ultimate sound. She's gonna spin in a circle and shoot everyone around her, dealing tons of damage. And you can see here, she is within range of Bebop, this robot character, who is a grabby character. So you can watch his health start to drop, and he just tried to grab her and missed. And she's spinning around. He uppercutted her into the air, which does not stop her ult. He is now dead. So you can see here, the Haze just killed the Bebop with her ultimate. And the Kelvin is outside of the range of her ultimate, so he's not taking damage. So now, again, she's still ultimating. She can cancel at any time. So now, she's been collapsed on. I'm going to try to heal beam her, right? So I have my item active, but I wasn't there in time. So she's now dead. And when you die, you drop souls, which I'll talk about the soul mechanic in a bit. But whenever you kill a creep, you get money. After 10 minutes, you don't get money anymore. You have to pop this little soul. And if it floats high enough in the air or hits the side of a building, it'll pop on its own. You get paid. But the enemy can shoot it, and then they get paid instead. This is how you deny the enemy creep wave. There is no denying in League of Legends, but Dota 2, there is denying. And after 10 minutes, you can full deny. So you can see now that this blue guy, this is Abrams. He's on a 3-kill streak. Cool. Right? So again, I'm a healer. I'm trying to save my teammates. Rescue beam requires target hero while they're dead. So now I throw a bomb and I turn around and I run. You'll notice this game has voice chat. That's right. You can voice chat, which is fun. I'm a huge troll. I'm a huge sadist. I love messing with people in voice chat. Anyway, so you can see most of my team is now dead and I'm running away. But I don't have any stamina left. All my stamina's gone. So I have to line of sight people and run around corners. And so, I just used my last dash, and he just said run. So now I'm running into buildings. And you can see the Kelvin has a movement ability where he can create ice, like an ice slope, which makes him run faster than me. And so I'm running away. I could still hurt him. I don't think he can kill me 1v1. His team, there's a... It doesn't show up on my map, but that is an Abrams also following. So I'm gonna jump over. I'm gonna do a wall or a double jump over this wall. I'm getting, you know, shot at, frozen a bit. He's Arctic beaming me again. I'm behind my tower now, and he can't push in. I throw another kudzu bomb, which slows him, deals damage. You can see it there. The purple number is spirit damage. The yellow number is bullet damage, so I am now shooting him. He's shooting me also. And you can see that I managed to deal half of his health, along with the tower's beam, and push him away. Now I'm reloading. He's over here, behind this wall, and so I'm sitting under my tower. I do a forward dash jump to get some momentum, because I see my teammate out of position here. You can see your teammates through walls, and this is Shiv. You can see his health, and you can see that he's about to get engaged on by 2 enemies. Also, another icon I forgot to mention is this little lightning bolt icon. This is your ultimate ability. So you can see right now, this character is Infernus. He's like a fire shooty guy. He has his ultimate. Kelvin does not have his ultimate, it's on cooldown. So I know, just based on game sense, that he's about to get ultimated by the Infernus. So I'm using my ultimate, which is called airdrop. It lets me fly in the air and drop a bomb, or I can grab a player and carry them around. You'll see this in a bit. So I'm flying towards Shiv to save him. He has 22k farm. He's not going to be able to fight both of these. He might if he's really good, but just listen.
We sandblast them.
So you hear that noise? That is the sound of Infernus's ultimate. You can see his ultimate's now on cooldown. What it does is it explodes a very large area and stuns the target. It's super dangerous, and it can be combined with his other abilities while he runs around, catches you on fire, makes you vulnerable to damage. It's nasty. Basically, if he landed his ultimate on Shiv along with Kelvin, he would have just died. So what I've done is I've used Rescue Beam, and I've pulled him out of the danger zone into the sky because I'm flying, and I can use this while I'm flying. At the same time, I dropped a Kudzu Bomb and my Ultimate's Bomb, dealing good chunks of damage to both of them, so I've saved my teammate, slowed the enemies, and dealt damage to them, and I am now carrying him away, and you can hear him in voice chat. He like freaks out and starts thanking me for it.
That shit is big enough
Thank you, bro.
already.
Like, he is, like, this doesn't happen in most public matches. A lot of people don't play Ivy as a healer or support, and they aren't really, like, a lot of people are very selfish, right? So this guy is, like, his eyes are just big, and his, he is so thankful that he didn't die there, because he was gonna die if I didn't help him.
Oh my god, dude. You're so fucking crazy.
You're so crazy, he says. So yeah, that's just one play, 23 minutes into a match, and these kinds of moments constantly happen in this game. This is not a one-off where, oh, you know, I played, you know, 100 hours and I got a cool clip. This is not even a cool clip. Like if you watch some esport doofus, this wouldn't even be a short, okay? This would just be a regular day, whatever, right? And for me playing, because I'm pretty good at games, this is pretty normalized for me too. But I just want to explain, you know, this all happened in the span of like 1 minute. This is a constant thing. You're going to constantly have these moments in this game. All right, let's watch another clip, but this time I'm just going to commentate over it because you kind of get the gist of what's going on. So this one is now 33 minutes into the same match with the same players. And you can see I've got more health, I've got more items, I've got some souls to spend items on, I've got some open item slots. I don't have all my flex slots. The team is over here pushing down, it's called a Spirit Walker, it's like a bigger tower. They need to kill this to unlock a flex slot, which they do. Right now, I'm over here on the other side of the map, and I'm just farming creeps and getting paid. So, I'm farming. Now, you can smash crates, too, in this game. You can smash crates and jars, and when you smash jars, there's a chance you get a small permanent buff for the match. When you smash crates, you can get souls in them, so it's another way to get paid without killing things. It's just a game mechanic, alright? So, here we go. I'm roaming around, I'm farming. So, right now, there is a map objective called the Urn. I call it Jar, but it's called the Urn. You pick up the Urn, and then you deliver it across the map, and then everyone on your team gets paid souls. So, this character, Viscous, is trying to do Jar, and again, he wants to go across the map, but there's a fight going on, and so it's a little dangerous. Alright, so one of our teammates just died. Two players here killed him.
I got fucking Wraith.
Infernus has become
She fucking ulted me like a pussy.
So he's complaining that he got ulted by the Wraith. And then the announcer says that Infernus is a danger because he's on a kill streak, probably. So here's some jungle creeps, here's some jars and urns, whatever. Or not urns, but jars. So again, I'm just farming these guys. You can see that I've killed them, I get souls. Now, this guy just asked in voice chat me, because my character's name is Ivy, to take me to Urn. Well, I happen to be a flying character, so let's do that. Also, flex slot unlocked. You've unlocked a flex slot for killing all the enemy walkers. Now I have a new item slot that'll pop up here in a bit. There we go. I got plus 40 bonus health as a permanent buff for breaking some of those jars. You can hear the popping noises is, they killed the Spirit Walker, so everyone got paid. I got 1,000 more souls. Pretty cool. So here I am. I'm going to ult this character, and I fly into the sky, and I'm carrying him so he doesn't have to walk all this way. And then I'm going to drop him off in the delivery point. So this is This allowed us to get this delivered before the enemy can react and collapse and stop us from doing so. So there we go. That's mission accomplished. Now, while I'm still in the air, that counts as my bomb, but I do have smaller bombs. So I throw a bomb down, and I use one of my items, which is also a bomb. You can see now I'm doing damage to this guy. His name is the Kring Krong. And then I fly away, because there's not much for me to do. Now, also, this Viscus was about to get collapsed on by the enemy team, because he was smashing the remaining souls from the jar. And so I rescue beamed him up and away to discourage the enemy from pursuing us further.
They are all right there, guys.
And he's like, they were all right there ready to jump us. Okay, even though they weren't. Infernus is already in a different lane. There's a Bebop. And there's probably like 2 or 3 other characters hidden away in the Shroud, which we can't see right now.
Let's get away from Ern.
And there we go. So I just went from 6,000 souls to 9,000 souls in less than a minute. Because of teamwork, we took 2 objectives in 1 minute. And I was farming jungle creeps. And the most expensive items are like 6,200. If you don't have the items that build into it, it's like 9,600 at most. So again, I got half an item there basically, right? All right. Also, one of my teammates died. The Shiv from earlier that I saved, he died because he got 2v1'd. Again, this little duo here. This is probably 2 players in a Discord server, you know, coordinating with each other, and they're just running around the map killing everybody.
Great execution, Ivy.
Great execution, Ivy. So I got props for my teammate for helping him deliver the urn. So it's the small things. And then I go back to farming. These are large jungle creeps. So I bomb the ground. I start shooting them in the eyeball. And throw another bomb on the ground. And that's that clip. Pretty simple stuff. So let's watch a pretty sloppy clip from the start of the game. Now, this is 30 seconds into the match. I have 0 souls. The match literally started. I have no items. This is the lane phase. Okay, let's just show the lane phase. I'm against a character named Vindicta. She's a ghost girl. She's like a sniper character. I'm in a solo lane, and the way lanes work, it's not like you call a lane like in League of Legends. You're just randomly assigned a lane, and you don't have to obey the assignments. You can see, like, I was given the yellow color. These 2 were given green. These 2 were given blue, and this guy was given purple. This is a different match, different people. But anyway, I'm killing the lane, and I'm popping the little souls to get paid, so I have 225 souls. I'm starting to shoot the Vindicta because she's trying to farm too, and since I have nothing to farm, I'm going to shoot at her. You can see I dealt 60 damage total so far. And again, every little square above her head is 100 health. So that red soul was her killing an enemy creep, and so she got, right now because it's the start of the match, she got paid half that amount, but because I popped it, I got 30 instead. So I'm now at 255 souls. She's only at 45 because that was her first creep kill. And I've killed my wave already because I used my bomb, and she doesn't have a bomb. So now she's shooting this creep, and you can see the creep's health is low. So she's going to run up and melee it. Now, if you melee a creep, there is no floating soul. It secures it automatically, so that's why she did that. But because meleeing the creep leaves you open, I'm now shooting her to punish her for it. So there we go. Now you can see that she's at half HP. I'm at full HP. Now, I want to mention, too, that during the laning phase, every single wave, and you see these little guys that are, like, dropping in the background here, every single creep wave comes with a healer creep, which will heal you a little bit as you stand near them. So it's my job to kill the healer creep. It's her job to stand near her healer creep, but she doesn't do that, either because she's new or whatever. And that one that she just killed was my healer creep, but I'm fully healed. I don't need it. So she meleeed it. She's using her dashes. And again, I'm mentally keeping track of her stamina. She has 3 stamina. My character has 4, so I have a stamina advantage. That's part of my character's ability. So now she's backing up into her tower. I'm still shooting her. There we go. She's taking cover. The enemy creep wave is coming. This is my creep that hasn't been killed by her yet. So she's trying to shoot me or shoot this. So you can see she failed to last hit this, so it died on its own from the creeps. She did not get paid for that. So she is now shooting me. She got some headshots. I'm taking damage. I'm shooting back. I'm taking cover. She's coming out to farm. I'm shooting her. I'm also keeping mental track of the enemy creeps so I can farm them because they're low on health. I'm reloading. This one's about to die. I pop him for 46. Pop that one for 46. She's dodging in for some reason. I don't know why she's dodging. I secure the soul for a plus 30. She denied me. You hear that crunching crush noise? She last hit the soul with her melee attack, and I did not get paid for that. She did. She got a plus 30 there. Alright, so I'm throwing a bomb so I can flesh her out behind cover. I'm reloading. She made a mistake here. Instead of running back to her tower because she's low HP, she ran up in here for some reason. I don't know why. And so I pursue. I only have 10 bullets, though. So, well, I just reloaded, so now I have 33. So again, you can see my aim sucks. My aim blows ass. I'm not aiming for the head. I'm not beaming her with headshots. I am missing all of my shots here. And now I'm out of bullets. And now I'm up close, so I'm going to melee her. But this game has a parry mechanic. You can block melee attacks, which will stun the person meleeing. But she does not do this. So there we go. I slapped her. She's using her stamina to run away. Also bare feet, by the way. And butt. So I dash forward to keep my distance, or keep close. I'm getting close to her tower, though. This is dangerous. She dashes again. That's like that. Here's the healing creep that's going to pop her for some health. So she gets some health back. I melee her again, killing her for a plus 286. That's also first blood, by the way. We're 1 minute into the match. Again, this normally doesn't happen, but she overextended and pathed wrongfully, so I took advantage of it. I'm at 739 souls. She's at 377, but just even though I got a kill and I've been killing my creep wave, you can see here that on the green enemy team, they're at 634. So I'm only 100 souls up, which is like one or two of these creep wave, like one or two of these enemies at most. And I'm starting to take lots of damage from the enemy tower. So now I dash, jump away. I'm now at half HP from the tower because I was under her tower. And, you know, the game announces first blood, whatever. And so I back off and I hit my stop record button instead of going to my heal minion. So yeah, that's that clip. But then we have a character like Hayes, which means I don't need to be good at shooting, which, of course, if you're good at shooting, this character will do amazing for you. But I push a button, I shoot everything around me, and I don't have to aim, you know. So, like, there's, again, so if you want to play a shooter character but your aim sucks, there's options for you. But if you want to play a character that isn't even about shooting, maybe you just want to, like, shoot a death laser beam, you know, and hose people down, or, you know, maybe grab the enemy and then uppercut them and stuff. There's characters for everyone of every playstyle from every game. Maybe you want to play like a melee character. Now, I'm not a fan of melee because I think it's just counterable, but there's plenty of different ways you can play with plenty of different characters. Alright, I messed up my recording a little bit here, but, you know, there are shooter characters, again, like that sniper girl that we saw. If you're good at aiming, then you can absolutely do really, really well with a sniper-based character. As long as you can beam heads and stuff, you are golden. But again, like I said, I am not really good with characters like this, so I tend to avoid playing them, but I can still play them okay. And maybe you want to play like a spellcaster character that can, you know, like shoot magic, or teleport around, or, you know, hide in a briefcase to become immune to damage, and then AoE poison everything around them with, like, frogs or something, but also while having the ability to shoot people in the face. There's hybrid characters, there's wizard characters, shooter characters, melee characters, you name it. You're going to find something fun to play as in this game. So let's talk about the guides once again and why they're awesome and how to find them. So if you just go to my YouTube channel, you go to the videos tab, you know, you'll see them here. If you're watching this a long time later, I'll be playing some other game, obviously, but I will still be playing this long term. So if you go to the playlist section, you should see a Deadlock guides playlist. Let's go ahead and just click that. And my guides are split up into 3 parts. So I have this Bebop debuffer build guide. And again, if you just go to the description, you'll have the intro, the item build itself, which is in the game. You don't even need the video for this. The skill and upgrade order, again, this is all in the game. How the character works. So there's a lot of small little niche things that you can do with characters. For instance, let's go to Yamato here. So an interesting thing with Yamato is that you can reload while casting certain abilities. So that's a thing. You can also do what's called, like, you could do buffer attacks. So if I do Flying Strike, while I'm casting it, I can get 2 autos off. So it looks something like this, right? So, well, I only got 1 off that time because I didn't do it right. But the video teaches you all these little secret techniques that the game doesn't make immediately obvious. There's a lot of little hidden mechanics with your abilities and characters. So, again, that's something that you should be aware of. And most of the guides, you know, have timestamps for each individual skill. So if you want to learn more about Bebop's sticky bomb, there's the tips and tricks section. But the majority of the video, because again, these are an hour long, the majority of the video is the live gameplay commentary section, which is a full entire match. And I made sure that I played every single one of these matches as tired and fatigued as possible with 0 warm-ups, okay? And this is why these guides took like 2 months to make, okay? Because I had to take a full day break, not touch the game, and then I needed to stay up for like 24 to 30 hours for each guide. I had to sleep deprive myself, make sure I'm starving and hungry, and very unfocused and just beyond, you know, delusional from fatigue, just to show you that even at my worst, even unprepared, unwarmed up, that these builds still absolutely slap the hell out of everything and everyone. But that's not all. Because there's always going to be that one guy that, like, looks up your rank or your KDA ratio or whatever the hell, and he's going to say, well, this guy sucks because he's not the highest rank. So let's talk about that and why that does and doesn't matter. So, again, I've played very little ranked matches just to see where it would put me. But a lot of people that are my subscribers know that I'm a huge troll, I'm a huge contrarian, and I don't play video games to chase KDA, I don't play video games to get a high win-loss ratio, I don't play video games to win. I play video games to make memories and have fun at the expense of others through sadism. That's right. But my guides will still carry you to victory, so let's talk about ranked a bit. So, I am this ritualist rank, okay, and this is where it falls. You have the shit ranks at the top, and then you have the good ranks, and then the best rank, okay, Eternus. Now, obviously, if I was Eternus rank, I could be like, my guides, blah, 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 right? But here's the thing. You don't get to Eternus rank without being a sweat lord in a Discord, coordinating and voice chatting the whole time, and a whole bunch of other meta bullshit that's really unfun and stupid and boring to play. Now, these other ranks, yes, if I played ranked enough, I could easily get these, as I was dunking on people that were already these ranks in custom matches and in my ranked placement matches. I mean, I was way outscoring these doofuses, okay? And as well as these guys, too. I easily, like when I came up against, like, Star Archon players, and I have double their kills, double their farm, double, you know, half as many deaths, etc., etc. So again, rank doesn't mean much, but I'm going to prove to you that not only am I Eternus quality, but my guides are as well. Alright, so this is called tracklock.gg. It's a website that tracks player stats. Let's go to the leaderboard. Let's go to Mr. Rank number 1. This rank number 1 guy, Eternus 6, whatever. Okay, his name is Rangurns, and I guess he's a Twitch streamer because he's got a little Twitch link. That, of course, these websites pay people for. Like, it's all a huge circle jerk. It's a little cat with an egg on it. Anyway, let's go to his Heroes tab. And here's the main metric that I give a shit about and that all of my guides are centered around, and that is souls per minute. Let's look at his best. 1,325 souls per minute on 7. 7 is one of the faster souls farmers in the game. So is Infernus, so is Wraith. Mirage technically isn't. But, so this guy does pretty well as Mirage. I think his souls are pretty good. But let's look at his souls per minute. Okay, so that's the numbers. Neat. Okay, let's look at his total matches. 50, 40, 40, 30, 30, 20, 18, 10, and then it's a bunch of single digits. Like, who cares? Also, he's playing characters that aren't in the game yet, that are being workshopped, like Viper. So, yeah. I mean, these are custom matches, too, so... but anyway, the point is, you know, his match number, not so high, not so great. His souls per minute, they're okay. Well, how do I compare? Also, let's look at KDA. 6 and 1 is his best. 4.3, 3.6, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, etc. So yeah, let's look at my stats. Alright, so my stats, and I'm going to do this live so you don't think I'm like manipulating the internet with Inspect Element or anything. Go, Swole Benji, that's me. Ritualist 1, you can see that's me. Alright, let's go to Heroes. Now, let's look at my match count. I have a much higher match count across characters, meaning that I actually put time into learning them. You can see that I learned Kelvin the quickest. Viscus was pretty quick. Paradox was quick. Whereas characters like Yamato, Pocket, Abrams, I would say Shiv was probably my hardest one to learn. And I've been playing a lot of Ivy lately because she's like the only healer, and I've been on a healer kick lately. I don't know why. But let's look at my souls per minute. Oops. I'm higher than the number 1 ranked player in the world. Excuse me, my souls per minute's higher on literally every character almost. Let's see. He had a pretty high souls count on Mirage. What's my Mirage? Where is? Okay, so my Mirage is 1346. So I'm pretty. I don't know if mine was higher than his. I'm not gonna rewind the video and check, but it's still up there, right? You can see my souls per minute is very high on characters. And you have to remember that if I started a new account that was fresh with the knowledge and the guides that I have made now, these numbers would be even higher and even crazier. Okay, let's look at my worst. That got Kelvin, because I play him as a healer support. Pocket was the first character I learned, so it's going to be pretty damn low. But if I started a new account and played this many matches, these numbers would be even. These numbers would probably be like 2K, 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 etc. Right? Now you may be thinking, well, souls per minute might have to do with your KDA. No, it's my last hits. Okay, it's last hitting. It's KDA is part of it, but I'll prove that KDA isn't. But let's look at my KDA. 11.5 to 1, 7.6 to 1. Remember the number one world's best player? His highest was 6.1 to 1. I've got 2 characters beating that, even though I don't have too many matches. I'm playing Ivy as a healer support, and I have a 5.3 KDA on her. What? Excuse me? Again, like Kelvin's support tank. Mo and Krill is a split push tank, and there's a lot of. Like, let's look at my worst. Abrams, pure tank, right? So yes, I dial as Abrams because I'm the initiator as Abrams. Lady Geist took a while to learn her, and she's a character that the way she works, you get on low HP and then you life swap an enemy hero so that you have their life and they have your former life. So it's a very high risk character to play. Pocket was the first character I learned. He's also very squishy, and at late game he falls off. So, of course, my KDA... They're all still positive, though. That's the thing. They're all still very positive. Not a single one of these KDAs is in the negative. Let's look at my win rates. 80% on Paradox. 78 on Haze. Again, these are carries. Lash is a ganker. High win rate. Bebop is... He's a grabby character, okay? You're going to win with him. Viscous is a split... I built him as split push. 7 is a spirit carry. Yamato, this should be higher, but I troll so many games, dudes. And I'm going to explain, as a troll, let me just, for my non-subscribers, let me try to educate you on just a little something. When I play video games, I'm not playing to win. And you'll see this in every single guide video I made. When my team is winning, I don't push the objectives and win the game, because I don't give a shit. I go and farm jungle. I go and stall the game out because I have a souls advantage, as in my souls count my items are better than the enemies, and I don't want the game to end. I want to hold them in the game as long as possible so that I can torment them with my item advantage. And so sometimes this lets the enemy team have a comeback story where they start to kill my team and get farmed up and they get better items and they push the objectives and win. And to me, that's a more fun match than if I just smash them 15 minutes into a match, kill their objectives, and win the game and go next and start over. I like 40-minute long games. I like 1 hour long matches. Most people don't, but I do, and my guides are indicative of that. My stats are indicative of that. Also, I'm a huge contrarian, and I feel betrayed by the world around me. I am not someone who has family, friends, and have never had the opportunity to have a real job. Retail and fast food aren't real jobs. They don't pay, they pay slave wages. But the point is that I feel betrayed by society, and so for me, everyone on my team is also my enemy. And you may be thinking, well, that's weird. You play a healer support, so how are they your enemy? Well, the second they give me lip or try to, say that I should be doing something, I'm a contrarian. I don't do it. When they call for everyone to go do mid-boss, I purposely will never be there. When they tell me to go do something, I will purposely do the opposite. If I'm playing a healer support, I start yapping at them over voice chat how if they don't write a handwritten apology for their insolence, they will never get heals ever again. Is this trolling? Is this griefing? Yes, it is. And I am more than happy to be a troll and a griefer because it brings me great pleasure through the art of sadism, which is an affliction that I have in the real world, and that is just something that I deal with, and that's why I play video games. But the point that I'm getting at is that I'm not an esport twerp looking to chase wins. I don't give a shit about winning. I give a shit about maximizing my ability to get items so that I can dunk on the enemy and then dunk on my teammates when they are underfarmed. That is the entire point of my guides and my videos, and it's all games that I play. You notice that when I played WoW Classic, again, I'm speaking to my subscribers, I purposefully did everything I could to get my gear, and as soon as I got it, I went and camped low-level quest zones, which you don't need raid tier gear to do, but I wanted to do it as efficiently as possible. When I play Albion Online, I don't, you know, go out in 4.1 shit sets all day farming the black zone. I get 8.4 and I dunk on people that don't have 8.4 in safe zones, because I never lose and I always win. So even though I may have lost a match because the enemy team pushed my objectives in eventually, I still won in the end because I had the most souls, maybe the most kills or assists or heals or damage done to buildings, and most importantly, the least amount of deaths. By following my guides and playstyles, even with the split push characters, you will have the least amount of deaths, or you will have so many kills that your deaths are meaningless and negligible. So you will have a positive KDA with my builds. You will have fun with my builds. You will be hyper farmed and able to dunk on people with my builds. And if you do decide to choose to be a team player, voice up and be nice to people, you know, random strangers on the internet, and you do decide to be a team player, and you do decide to push objectives and win matches, then you will get to Eternus rank. You 100% will be an Eternus ranked player, okay, or very close to it, even without first-person shooter skills, even without MOBA player skills. My guides will absolutely take you there. So let's go over why pro gamer builds aren't as good as my builds, even though they themselves have a higher rank. So a lot of Overwatch pro gamers are playing this game, and one of them is named A Seagull. I just picked him randomly because he's a memorable name and people watch him and so on and so forth. So looking at his YouTube second channel, 8 days ago, he played a build called Mirabelle. So if I go to public and type Mirabelle main, this is the build he was running. So let me explain why this build, and I can't escape out of this for some reason. I don't know why. My escape button must be broken. But, so looking at the build he has, I don't know if he made this build, but it's the build he was using. But, essentially, we just have the words start, weapon mid, vitality mid, spirit mid, late, and optional. What? So if you're learning the game and you don't know this character, you don't, like... Here's another gripe too, right? If I pick an item like superior cooldown, it's going to ask me what skill do you want to imbue it on. Well, the guide isn't telling me. I have no fucking idea which one of these abilities that I pick, so we'll just pick one, right? And like Surge of Power, where do I put Surge of Power? I don't know, right? Because the guide doesn't tell me. But at the same time, you know, if we actually follow the guide without flex slots first off, and we just go left to right, assumingly top to bottom, as most guides should be built. You know, well, I'm running out of item. I'm already out of item slots, like, early on. I can't get return fire because I bought all this other shit. So, okay, so now you have to rely on having flex slots. Oops. Not every solo game is going to have flex slots this early on. And, again, I don't know where to imbue my abilities. And, look, I'm already, like, full up. And what does this build achieve? The build, what does main build mean? What is Mirabelle? Who is Mirabelle? What does this mean? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with these items, right? So, I mean, I play this character, I kind of get a gist idea. Why do we need return fire? We're not a tank. Okay, this is some Eternus Sweatlord Discord sloppa item. Why are we getting return fire? We're not a tank. Okay, we didn't build tank. Our resists are 15, 15, and 2,400 at level 1. If we're max level, we're at 3.5k HP, sure. But we're not a tank. Why do we have return fire? What's that gonna do for us? Return fire! And then you just die. Like, why are we using return fire? Okay, I can tell you why they're using return fire. They're in a Discord together. They're team fighting together. Their whole team probably runs this so that when they stand in AoEs like a Haze ult, they all return fire and kill the Haze or some stupid bullcrap like that. But as a solo player who is not coordinating in a Discord, who is not team playing as much, or if not at all, you have no use for a lot of this stuff. It makes zero sense to do, especially this early on, or even, like, this would be mid-late, maybe. Yeah, definitely mid-late. Escalating exposure is understandable, but it's kind of late. Get this earlier if you want to be a slow build. I don't you already have the slow there. Why you double? I don't know why you're double dipping. But anyway, and the guy doesn't even tell you where to put this. So you might put it on your heal when you're supposed to put it on your turret or your ult. I don't know. The guy doesn't tell me. So how about we look at a superior build and explain why it's superior real quick. And that would be, again, my build. So if we just go to my build, you know, you type in, again, swole. And there you go. So not only does the build itself explain what the hell is going on, what the build is purposefully about. So let's read it. This build will allow you to very quickly control the jungle camps on the map, push lanes, and defend your base late game if you're losing. Otherwise, you're a backlane artillery bomber with a safety nest of turrets, heals, and walls. That's the purpose of the build. Now, Mirabelle, again, Mirabelle main build, QQ. What the F? What the hell, dude? QQ, dude. How about a description? Okay, but not only that. We have McGinnis Auto Jungler build as the description at the title, which I don't know why it's bugging out. Browse builds. There we go. Early lane. Bind superior cooldown and superior duration to mini turret. So when I'm building it, look at my item slots. And this is a huge gripe that a lot of players will have that are low IQ idiots and people that are mouth droolers, okay? But look, the guide tells you bind it to mini turret. There we go. Now we know where this goes. All right, and that's early lane. Early lane, we're done with these items. Left to right, top to bottom. So mouth droolers will be like, you're not filling out your weapon slots. You're not filling out your vitality slots. What about flex slots, dude? What about flex slots? So mouth droolers will do shit like this. They will spend 500 on all these cheap items, which gives them a nice bullet buff. I'm not going to disagree. 79% more bullet damage with headshot booster, high velocity mag, close quarters, etc. More ammo. All of these things are great, and it's only 2,000 souls. Only 2,000 souls. However, why do we need bullet damage? We're an auto jungler build. Let me show you what we do with our early lane build, okay? Here's what we do, okay? And you go over to the jungle, all right? And you pump down, hold on, I gotta upgrade these. You put down 2 turrets, and then you put down a healing spray. You tap the jungle, and you leave. And the turret will kill everything in the medium jungles, not the large jungle, which it's currently shooting, but in these small and medium camps, it will 100% kill them while you're off riding the rails to a lane that needs pushing, while you're off team fighting, while you're off riding to other jungle creeps and farming them. So my build guide explains all of this in the live gameplay commentary consistently throughout the entire video, or that segment rather. It explains it at the start, during the item build, during the skill selection, during the skill combos and tips and tricks section. All of this is thoroughly explained. It is also, you know, if there was more text boxes I could add, then I would explain it here as well, and maybe in the future I will be able to explain it here as well. So again, we know what we're doing. We don't need to shoot the jungle creeps, dude. We don't need any of those items. Spending 2,000 souls delays us from getting our more expensive items, our better used items for our build. And this is called tempo, which pro gamers and people in Discords don't understand because they're always going to be winning, or they can draw the game out. But as a solo queue, you have a limited amount of time before the game goes against your favor. And your job as a solo queue player who is not team fighting, who is not in a Discord, who is not in a voice chat with other people, your job is to get as fed and as wealthy and as strong as possible depending on the game's state. So, by following my build guide, you will be able to auto jungle, which allows you to get all of these items rather quickly. We get escalating exposure much faster than that Mirabelle build. What the fuck? And we don't waste it on double slow dipping because we don't need it, okay? And it also tells you, well, actually, escalating exposure is just in general, right? So that lowers resistance. But Refresher is amazing for turret nests. And again, the guide explains this. Let's see. Bind improved reach to mini turrets. Again, everything's explained here. We fully understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we're doing it. And again, if you follow my guide, you're going to have more farm, more kills, more fun, better KDA, more wins as a solo player who isn't exactly team fighting, or maybe you are, than following a Seagull's guide, okay? You may be thinking, but he has more subscribers than you. But he doesn't have more monthly views, for one, on either channel. So, yeah, there's that. And I'm not trying to bully or gloat or shame anybody. But let's look at his let's look at his stats page. So this is him. That's a pretty funny avatar. But look at his souls per minute. Womp fucking womp. 1,130. Yes, he exclusively plays McGinnis. I will tell you right now, he plays more McGinnis than me. Sure. Okay. Why is this so low? As McGinnis, literal a turret character. You can place turrets in a jungle or a creep line, and it farms while you do other shit. Okay, his KDA is also kind of low on all characters. All right, and again, this is an esport pro gamer that came from Overwatch. What's up with the stats? Again, I'm not trying to shame the guy. I'm not trying to bully, but I'm just saying, like, are you gonna follow his guides or mine? But Swole Benji, if you were good, you would be in esports. Okay, let me explain something. I'm much older than the Seagull guy. I have had my prime. I was in esports from age 6 to age 19. I am done with esports. I am very soured by the industry. I do not like having to deal with managers and teammates that only care about winning and not making memories and having fun. You know what I could do if I could go back in freaking time and live my life over again? Well, in terms for video games, okay? Let's say everything was mostly the same, but I had a choice to make when I was young. Do I do 16-hour scrimmage matches with Sweatlords and IRC and Ventrilo chats all damn day? Or do I go out to parties and have fun and meet girls and do fun things that everyone else was doing at my age? So back in the day, for instance, you know, instead of sitting in my trailer, in my tiny-ass little room with thin walls, sweatlording and stressing over Halo 2 for 16 hours a day during the prime of my youth, I could have been going to parties or playing SWAT game modes or stupid fun goof-around game modes. And at the time, you know, when I was young, there was no YouTube, there was no ad revenue stuff. You know, there was websites, there was no, like, main social medias and stuff, like MySpace, Facebook, you know, all that stuff didn't exist. There was no Twitter, okay? But back in the day, the only real option for me to make money was pro gaming. And yes, I did make okay money doing it. I made enough to buy a few cars and fix my health at the time, which I was desperately in need of. But other than that, the social experiences, the social trade-off was not worth it. I became an isolated, try-hard sweatlord. When I did go to parties and people had, like, Halo LANs, yeah, I killed everybody. I beat everyone up. I outshot everyone. I would literally carry an entire team where all the frat boys and all the college dorks and all the normies would just get upsetty spaghetti at how good I am at Halo, and guess what? They wouldn't invite me back to their parties. I was no longer their friend or never considered a friend because I was such a weirdo that I was too overly good at Halo that why would they invite me? I'm like a party pooper. I'm not fun to play video games with. And yeah, sure, you know, I did trade my time, my youth, to be able to make some money, but it's not worth the money. And then later on, as esports matured into, like, MLG and other, you know, avenues, like the CPL and even the cyber amateur leagues and stuff, the amount of bureaucracy and crap and garbage and theatrics and rules and drama and stress was never worth it. Ever, ever, ever. I will never go into esports. I do not respect esports. Yes, it's cool that you're good at a video game, but you're only good at a video game because your team is good at it. I still highly respect 1 versus 1 esports, like StarCraft, okay? Old school StarCraft. You know, if you are in a 1v1 video game and you're a badass and you beat people up and you're really good at the game, very good kudos to you, you know, but my guides, I'm not playing a 1v1 game. There is no 1v1 in Deadlock. There is no 1v1 in World of Warcraft or Albion or New World or any of the other games I've ever covered. What I am trying to tell you is that, yes, if you are wanting to get good at StarCraft, go watch an esport guy and learn from them, I guess. Okay? If you just want to have a bunch of fun and play an easy-to-play build that will get you some wins. Not you won't beat esport twerps, absolutely not. But you will have fun, you will have positive KDA, you will have the most souls farmed, the least amount of deaths, then by all means, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, follow my guides. Just because I'm initiate rank, dude, doesn't mean nothing. And I hate that I spent such a large chunk of this video trying to educate you on this, but it is what it is. And like I said before, if I made a new account and followed my own guides, my stats would be even higher and even crazier. And if I wasn't such a psychopath contrarian that trolls and griefs, then I would also be Eternus. And if I was also 20 years younger, then I would also be eligible for esports and getting some, sponsors and contact info and people reaching out and be like, hey man, want to join my esport team, dude? I'm a rich Southern Californian guy that has parents that make $400K a year and I can afford to fly all over the place, dude. I really hated all the rich boys in esports. It's one of my main gripes because I was a poor boy from a trailer park and I'm still a poor boy. And I couldn't, traveling was so damn expensive, and I had to beg sponsors to pay for my travel, and it felt so bad, and it was such a hassle and so much paperwork and just phone calls, and I'm just sick of the whole industry. But like I said, I can't rant anymore on this subject. And this bit is this is just for my subscribers, my Albion Online subscribers, okay? You're aware that a few other Albion players also play this game. Big Lips McGee. Let's look at his stats. Let's see how Big Lips is doing, okay? He doesn't even bother with the rank. That's fine. Who cares? Let's look at his stats. His highest soul farmer, 1.2k. His KDAs, they're okay. Alright. So how about another one? Nazori, remember that dork? That guy that got me banned for a week? Yeah, he plays, apparently. No rank data. Okay, let's look at his souls per minute. Also in the dumps. Oops. KDA also in the 0.3 on Geist. Anyway, I'm not trying. Maybe I am trying to bully at this point. Or what about famous players or, someone getting a lot of views because they got in on the YouTube game early, but also Eternus ranked? Okay, so we have someone like Mikhail S. here who's Eternus ranked. You can see that he primarily plays Paradox, 1,106 matches. Now, that is dedication. I will give him props for that. With a very high positive win rate. Again, that's all about sweat lording and team playing. That's not so much personal skill, but at the same time, it is. But look at the souls per minute. His highest is, 1.2k, but on his main character, it's 1,141. That is very low for Paradox, who is literally the fastest character in the game. They can zoom around the map faster than anyone else. If anything, this number should be the highest. I don't understand. The KDA isn't even that high either for a literal gank character. Paradox is a character that can 100 to 0 the enemies, and maybe because he's in Eternus rank, the enemies are way more defensive and harder to kill, and so this could still be considered impressive. I don't know, because I don't play Eternus, and I don't give a shit about playing Eternus. I just give a shit about having fun and killing people, but there's the fame aspect, and that shows, his YouTube channel, which is dedicated to Deadlock, is getting 1 million monthly views. Now, as a career YouTuber that's been doing, this is my 8th channel, and I've been doing this, since YouTube was a dating website. That's right, YouTube started as a dating website back in the day. Yes, I am old, I know. But essentially, his comments to view ratio is a little sus-mungus in a few videos, but the thumbnails are good, I'll give them that. But have you watched the videos? Not a single damn video that I've seen is an actual fully detailed, fleshed out, vocalized guide where he's showing his gameplay at his absolute down low worst. It's all cherry picked. Every guide maker cherry picks their crap, except me, of course. And the builds themselves, in-game builds, don't tell you anything. So here's my item build for Paradox. Again, I have the jungle so that max level pulse grenade and these items will one-shot the camp. This lets you zoom around, and my videos that pair with these guides fully explain and show the combos and exactly how this character works. Bind Surge of Power to Kinetic Carbine, skip items if no flex slots available. Bind Superior Duration, Superior Cooldown, and Mystic Reverb to Kinetic Carbine. Bind this if no flex slots for other items available, etc., etc. So you get the idea. The guide works. It's there. It's detailed. There's text. If I go to Browse Builds, you can see this build allows you to jungle at insane speeds for early farm, then roam the map at max speed and tankiness, controlling the map, and allows you to nearly 100 to 0 anyone with a combo. This is the fastest character in Deadlock. So, again, lots of details here. Now, I have sifted through several Paradox guides looking to see if this Mikhail guy has made anything, and I don't think he's published anything, honestly. And I sifted through his YouTube channel a bunch, too, and there are videos that are semi-titled like their guides, like how the #1 Paradox player plays and stuff, but they're just raw gameplay upload videos with wacky, cartoony, funny thumbnails, and there's not a whole lot of, there's like no teaching going on. There's no like commentary going on. As a matter of fact, even his like top-rated comments, which Let's see, yeah, this video has 22,000 views and only 63 comments. That's such a weird ratio, but like, the comment here. Commentary or voiceover sections on these videos would be extremely helpful in actually helping people learn the game and the hero. You're obviously very talented and your wisdom would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, while these pro gamers and famous or high view count gamers are uploading videos, they aren't educational. They're not going to help you, the viewer, the individual, have fun, play the game as a more solo-queued, less sweaty, try-hard in a Discord playstyle. And again, this boils down to solo players versus, you know, the try-hard sweatlords in Discord. It's like all my other games. I get a lot of hate on my Albion guides because they're catered for solo players who aren't in guilds, who don't have 20 friends to guard them in a black zone all day. It's catered towards people that, you know, like in WoW Classic, that just want to gank and PvP and make gold and not, you know, bend the knee and suckle toes to guilds. My Deadlock guides are the exact same. They are built for you, the individual, not a corporation, not esports, not a Discord sweatlord tryhard sesh. They are specifically tailored to help you as much as possible. Yeah, I just want to say that you cannot use more rank as an excuse, okay? And I'm not coping here. I will literally show you. So if you go to rank and just like, let's see, rank history, here we go. So just last match I had. So again, this guy is an Archon Star rank. And he's also playing the literal hyperest of hyper carries in the whole game with the most move speed, most DPS in the game, etc., etc. And look at my stats. Most souls, most kills, most assists. The healing, who gives a shit? That's from Lifesteal, which we get really early on my build. But you can see here that the highest ranked hyper carry of this match is so far behind in souls, so far behind on kills. They died a ton of times. They have barely any assists, and their damage is less than me. Yes, I'm a Spirit Nuke character with Yamato here, but this character should have, like, double my damage, okay? And way more farm than me. And again, they're much higher ranked than me. Again, it doesn't matter. And again, like I said, I'm a huge sadist contrarian, so like this Dynamo match. Dynamo is literally the team fight character of the game. You push your ult, it sucks everyone in and holds them down. Your team kills everyone that you've captured. It's a free win. But you can see here, I have 1 assist. 1. You want to know why? Because this powerful wizard IRL guy, or this Master Sparkles, I've already forgotten, I don't remember who, was talking mad crap over the voice chat. And so I told them, well, you're on your own. See ya. So I went and solo farmed, and I didn't even do that much of it because I knew the game was already over. You can see 0 objective damage. That means I did not attack a single tower. Okay, I didn't, in the lane, which I'm in a duo lane with either Top Strika or Pesta Fresh. I don't remember who my lane partner was, but essentially, this means that I never shot an enemy tower 1 single time, because when they start talking crap or trying to order me around or tell me what to do, it's over. Actually, I remember this match. One of them was like, are you going to ult, Dynamo? Are you going to ult? And so I spent the entire rest of the match just repeating that phrase over and over and spamming voice chat and making them feel bad for having to go work tomorrow morning. And again, this is how I have my fun. It's far more enjoyable for me to torment these people than it is to, my KDA, my objective damage, my assists, I gotta win, I ranked up in ranked, okay? So, again, you cannot look at my rank and then automatically determine, oh, his guides must be crap, because they're not. I dare you to show me a better, more useful guide, and again, I'm an honest guy. If I make a guide for a game, and someone makes a better guide, then guess what? I give them kudos. There was at one point in Albion where someone found out that for higher tier dungeons, if you use a nature staff, that you can farm it slightly faster. And so, you know what I did? I spent 100 dungeons in a whole week, you know, gathering data and spreadsheeting it. And then, you know, at the end of the day, I was like, yeah, they're right. You know, they are absolutely correct. Kudos. Good job. You know, they had the better guide for that specific niche thing. And so I will admit if there is a better guide or a better way to play than what I have discovered, and then I will adapt and overcome accordingly. And I just want to say a little quote here. This is from, what's the name? Rick Rubin. I don't know who this guy is. Apparently some musician. I just saw this on a 4chan post on the poll boards. But here's the here is the quote, and I'm just making sure my recording software works. And it is this: I'm not making it for them. I'm making it for me. And it turns out that when you're making something truly for yourself, you're doing the best possible thing for the audience. And I have always, this is funny because I've always said this in all of my guides and all of my videos and my entire YouTube channel. All the videos on my YouTube channel are for me. I made them for myself. I made my guides for a future version of myself that forgets how to play the game. So that means that if I drop Deadlock as a game and pick it up years later, besides patch changes and other crap like that, I can literally just watch a video and then pick up Yamato and go on a 10 kill streak, okay? That's why I made my guides the way I made them. That's why I made all my videos the way I make them. They are all for me. And so I think that if my guides are good enough for me, and I have proven time and time again that my rank doesn't matter, and that I have better stats than the esport dorks anyway, that it's good enough for you. And so if you like MOBAs or you like shooting games, and let me tell you, when you blend them together, this is truly a masterpiece of a game, then you will succeed with my guides, and you should definitely give this game a try. And now I want to talk about the bad stuff of the game, because it would be unfair to just jerk it off and not give it its due diligence, okay? So the bad stuff about Deadlock right now, and again, this might be fixed in the future, or it might never be fixed, is speed hackers. I think it's funny as hell when you see a flying Vindicta zoom all over the map, 10 million, like, knots a second or kilometers, whatever. Aimbotters, yes, there are aimbotters that will literally headshot you across the map through a veil. Or as soon as you land against them, the very pixel, the second your head sticks out, they're already shooting you 3 to 4 times over. It's very obvious when you're getting aimbotted in this game. Like, natural aim, it's pretty hard to beam heads, and no, it's not someone from Eternus smurfing, it's literal aimbots, okay? The game is still a little buggy sometimes. I had an Abrams slam me into a wall, and then I just got stuck in the slam animation until I died. And so Abrams was able to carry me on his shoulder the entire match until he died and then I died. And so it's a stupid bug. I mean, that one's already fixed, but there's expect bugs, expect bugginess, expect weird glitches. Sometimes my internet will lag out and my character will just start spinning. I don't understand. Also, don't stress about your KDA or your win-loss ratio or levers or having a bad matchup. You might have a matchup where you're playing a melee character and your lane opponents are 2 flying characters and you're like, well, I'm dead. Don't stress up about it. Don't be screeching in the voice chat, to your fellow autists or anything. And there is plenty of that going on. But 10 years from now, no one's going to give a shit about your rank or your KDA or win-loss ratio. Whoever these pro gamers are, like that Mikhail S guy or A Seagull, no one's going to give a shit in 10 years about how good they were at this video game, okay? I mean, they will, but no one else will, okay? No one really cares. Like the only pro gamer I can think of that people care about years later is maybe, like, Slayer's Boxer, who was, like, the old StarCraft Korean #1 guy ever. And even then, it's like, if I saw him at a cafe, I wouldn't be, like, shitting myself. I'd be like, oh, hey, you're that guy. And he'd be like, yeah, man. And then that would be it. Like, no one cares, okay, if you're good or bad. No one's gonna single you out at the next anime convention when you're trying to get some anime girl, tang, and be like, oh, man, I played you in Overwatch 5 years ago, and you were so bad, and I hate you, and you suck. Uninstall the game, okay? Whereas, the way I play video games, okay, you gotta understand, as the sadist, when I gank low-level quest zones in World of Warcraft, years later, when I'm playing a new game, people still hate me for it, and they scream at me for it. I was playing, what is it called, I don't know, some shitty MMO, like, that only has 900 players. I was playing their beta test, and I was in the starter zone as a brand new character, and some guy runs up to me, and it had voice chat, and they were like, are you Swole Benji? And I was like, yeah, man, what's up? And they're like, you camped me for hours in Red Ridge on my level 16 gnome. I hate you so much. And they just wouldn't shut up, and they kept screaming at me, and I was laughing and smiling the entire time. And that is why I play video games the way that I do. And while you don't have to partake in the sadist pleasures of making others miserable, you can still utilize my guides to your own means, and that could be esports or, dunking on newbies or smurfing or whatever it is you want to do. And even then, maybe you want to go into esports and maybe you get into Eternus Rink or whatever, and you use my guides as a crutch to get there, and then you can make your own guide. You can improve or build upon my knowledge and my guides. But I slayed for 2 months on these guides, and so you guys, if you do decide to give this game a shot, do give them a try. You can figure it out on your own, but I saved you the trouble. Alright, so my recommendations if you're a new player, let's just talk about them real quick. So, if you really, really want to be like a main tank of the game, you play Abrams. If you like... also, I didn't mention how flavorful all the characters are and the way they talk to each other and stuff. It's very awesome and compared to other MOBAs, but if you like grabbing people and having huge laser nukes like a Dragon Ball Z character, play Bebop, the robot. Alright, if you want to be the most useful team fight guy ever, you play Dynamo. Let's see, if you want to push a button and kill everyone around you, you play Haze. If you just want to kill people, play Haze. That's all I gotta say, okay? If you want to be the second fastest character that can farm just by running over things, you play Infernus. If you're really good at shooting, also play Infernus. You want to be a healer, play Ivy. If you want to be good at tanking, dealing damage, and healing, you play Kelvin. If you have really good aim, you like a very high-risk gameplay, and you want to be terrifying the whole game, you play Geist. If you want to instantly farm creep waves and to be one of the biggest bullies of the game, you play Lash. If you like turret characters like in Team Fortress, play McGinnis. If you just want to build turrets and walls, this is a Minecraft character, I guess. Mirage, I don't know why you'd want to play Mirage. You can teleport around the map, I guess. I haven't really found, like... He's not very fun to play. He also is expensive to play. This character can, like... if you can land enough shots, you can blow someone up. That's basically it. It's like a delayed kill. If you like Matt Mercer, you know, McCree from Overwatch, then Mo and Krill. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the same voice actor. But, huge, massive tank, huge initiate tank, super annoying to play. This would probably be my second main character, to be honest. If you want to be the fastest character in the game with the huge gank potential, you play Paradox. If you like Harry Potter with a shotgun, who falls off late game, you can play Pocket, I guess. This was my first ever character I played, was Pocket. I was like, oh, this character looks the most interesting, but turns out not so much. 7 is interesting if you like casting spells, I guess, and a combination of shooting. 7's pretty cool. Shiv is also the second biggest bully of the game. If you get really good at Shiv, you are a pub stomp nightmare to deal with. You don't die. You're weirdly tanky. You can kill people like crazy. If you like to play characters who can reset their ultimate and kill over and over and over again, you play Shiv, okay? So it's like that redheaded girl from League of Legends, kind of. It's very similar, because they both throw knives. If you like sniper characters, you play Vindicta, if your aim is good. If you like tanky characters that have high mobility and shoot lots of defense and can split push and heal themselves and become immune to damage, you play Viscous. If you like chasing people down and murdering them, you play Warden. If you want to play a bullet carry, that's someone that shoots, they can hold a target in place, and then you can just shoot them as much as you want in the head, you play Wraith. Wraith also has a teleport, but it's not a full map teleport like Mirage, it's like just a faraway teleport. And if you want to play a nuker spirit assassin who can become immune to dying for like 5 seconds, kind of like Tryndamere, you play Yamato. And Yamato would probably be, like, my main pick is Ivy for healing, second pick is Mo and Krill for tankiness and map mobility, and just overall annoyingness. And then my third pick, honestly, would be Yamato for that spirit assassin, fourth pick maybe Lash. Let's see, I really like Warden. Like, it's hard not to like all these characters, and I know I skipped Grey Talon, but he's kind of like a bow archer backliner guy. You could also play him as a spirit nuker, which I have not delved into enough yet. I have like 1,000 hours in this game, and I still have not played spirit nuker Grey Talon. Maybe one day. But yeah, that's basically the video. Let's sum it up real quick. It's a Valve game, okay? Half-Life, all right? It's literally Valve, okay? So this is a future investment. Get in early, get in soon, because when skins are coming and all the money that's going to be dumped into this game, it's going to get crazy. This game is free to play, though you do need an invite to get in, but you just use those forums. It's easy. This is the best MOBA in a decade. This is way better than League of Legends. I played League of Legends 7 years straight back in my heyday. I even had a whole channel dedicated to League of Legends, and this game blows it out of the water. Alright, use my guides, ignore the esport dorks if you need help learning or playing the game. Don't be afraid of this game, okay? This game is soulful as hell. It's a fun game. It doesn't require you to be good at MOBAs or shooting games. Though if you are, it does help, but it's not a requirement. A lot of people are turned off by this game because they think, well, I suck at shooting games, so I'm never going to play it. No, dude. This game is enjoyable when you learn to turn off your NPC programming of KDA and win-loss ratio. All right, you know, if you're that concerned about it, make a new account, play on it until you learn the game, and then play on your main account. Like, who cares? No one's gonna care, dude. Yeah, I just want to let it, again, this video is mostly for my subscribers, but if you are a random person that just got recommended this video through the algorithm, I don't know how that happened, but, hey man, welcome to the channel, what's up? Stick around for MMORPG guides and stuff, but, yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this game a try, and, yeah, again, I highly recommend it. I don't recommend most games on my channel or ever, but if you need something new and fun to play that will just soak, like your life will just flat. Like the last 2 months I've been playing this, and everyone's been bugging me on my comments. Oh, when are you gonna start playing Throne and Liberty? When are you gonna make Throne and Liberty guides, bro? Like this game is too captivating. I'm too busy playing this game to play Throne and frickin' Liberty. Okay, but I will eventually give that game a try. I just want to let you guys know this is where I'm sinking a lot of my time, and it's a really good game. You guys should absolutely play it. Give my guides a try if you do decide to play it. Don't skip on this one. You will regret it. I mean, years later, you're going to see this is going to be the next big MOBA for sure. Like, I would put money on it, and I don't have money to put on anything. But yeah, that's it. Leave a comment. Click the video on the right side of your screen right now, and if you don't, you're going to fall out of your bed, like in the next 2 weeks. It's going to happen. It's going to hurt.